Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with me, and today we're going to make an explosion photo album, and it will be like a waterfall album. I hope that's what it's going to turn out to be anyway. That's what we're going to try to do. Alright, you're going to start off with a piece of cardstock that is 12 by 12, and then you're going to score at 4 and at 8, and then you're going to turn it one turn, and you're going to score at 4 and at 8. So then we're going to lay our scoreboard aside, because that's all we're going to do on that for right now. And then this makes you have 9 boxes that are exactly the same size. I can't talk today, sorry about that. So we're going to cut away the 4 boxes that are in the corners. Now these are 4 by 4 pieces, so they're large enough that you could keep them and use them for something else if you want to. I won't throw mine away. I'll put them in my stash. So just cut those away. And I don't pre-fold before I cut these away because it makes it just a little bit easier to cut them first. I am having problems talking today. Seems like my words are just not coming like I want them to. I think I've got so much in my mind right now, so many things going on, that I can't think of what I want to say. I want to say it all at the same time. Does anyone else out there ever do that? Just have a day to where you cannot get the words out no matter what you do. Everything just seems to go blubber, blubber, blubber. Okay, then you're left with something that looks like this. So, I guess this looks like one of those crosses that the Red Cross wears. So we're going to do some folding now and burnish. So just fold all of those pieces and burnish them really well. Okay. Alright, so that's what you have right there. Now we're going to lay that aside for just a moment. And then we're going to make some waterfall photo sleeves that look just like this. I've already made some just so the video wouldn't be so long. So we're going to make some of those. You're going to need a piece of cardstock for the base that is cut. And let me see what I put on my... it's cut 3.5 by 4. So you're going to put the 4-inch side on your scoreboard this way, and then at 3.5 inches, instead of trying to score down here at a 1/2 inch, I just go to 3.5 inches and I do my score there. So that's all you're going to do to that one. And then you're just going to fold and burnish. Okay, so that piece again is 3.5 by 4. And then we're going to mat this piece, and I've matted part of mine in the pink and part of it in the blue because I want to kind of alternate them. So we're going to mat this piece with a 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, I do believe. Yes, 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. We're going to put that on there to be our mat. Put one on each side. So you're going to need 8 of the photo sleeves or photo mats, whatever you want to call it, and that's going to make you needing 16 of the cover of the mat. So you're going to need 8 pieces of the cardstock like this, the 3.5 by 4, and then you're going to need 16 of your mats, so for front and back. So I've got that one on. And you can make them all the same color. Like I said, I'm just going to make mine different colors just so that I can alternate them. And they'll show up just a little bit better. Okay. So we've got 4 of this color. So 4 of those. And then we've got 4 of those. So that is our mat that we're going to use. So we'll lay those over there. And now we're going to go back to this piece. This is going to be the inside of our box right here. So what we're going to do is mat this bottom piece. And I'm going to mat it with this paper. Now this is an old paper that I just drug out of some of my scraps, because I wanted a paper that had a butterfly on it, because we are going to use that butterfly that we made yesterday and that I showed in a video. We are going to use that for the top of the box. So I just wanted a paper that had butterflies on it. I couldn't find anything in particular in some of our new collections. Plus I didn't want to cut up our new collections just for a butterfly page. So I went back to my scraps and grabbed this, because I'm saving those new collections for you guys. They're so pretty. Now this piece, let me measure and make sure. Yes, this piece is 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, so that goes down there. Then we're going to mat these as well. And if I don't drop everything first. So I have cut more mats. They're the same size, 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. I'm going to use some of these on the inside and then some of them on the outside. So I'm just going to kind of choose which ones. I want to use that one on the outside. That one I'll use in here. That one on the outside. That one in here. Outside, outside. Okay. So you're going to need actually 8 of these pieces that are cut at 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, and then your centerpiece that's cut the same size. Now, please don't think that you have to write down all of these measurements right now. All of this will be on my blog, and that link will be directly below. You just click on it. It takes you directly to this project so that you can see all of the measurements there. I know it's kind of hard when you're trying to watch and write down measurements and all that, because I do the same thing. So we will put all of that on our blog. Alright, so let's put that there. Alright, we have the inside covered. So we're just going to flip it over and we're going to do the outside. Now this is going to be the bottom of our box. I'm not going to cover this. You can if you want to. It'll be the same size, but you don't have to. Now make sure if you have a directional paper like I do, that your pattern runs up this way, because this box is going to sit like that. So this is going to be your bottom. This up here is going to be your top. So make sure that your pattern is running the right way. Okay, we've got all of those covered, and now what we're going to do is we're going to put a little pocket on each side. So I'm going to put a pocket here and a little pocket there. That way you can slide photos or memorabilia, whatever, down in there. This piece is cut at 4 inches by 2 inches. And we're going to put glue just on 3 sides. So down here, down the bottom, and up this way. Now we're going to put this on like this so that when this falls open, we can slide those photos and things down in there. I know it looks just backward, but it will come together in a minute. I promise. Alright, so there's that pocket on. And I've gone ahead and matted this one. This one will go on that side. And this is the mat that we're going to put on there. And it is cut at 3 3/4 by 1 3/4. So we're going to put this mat on there. And it's just the other side of that paper, so I knew that it would match. There we go. Alright, so that is that. And now we're ready to put our waterfall on here. So we're ready to put these pieces on. Now I'm going to start out with a blue one. So I'm going to put blue and then pink and then blue and then pink. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. Blue, pink, blue, pink. Okay. So we'll lay those over there for a moment. Now what you want to do to make sure that you get this in the right place is you want to measure down 1/4 of an inch from the top. And I'm going to use my Tim Holtz ruler so that I know that I get it correct and straight maybe. And then I'm just going to use my pencil and just make a very, very light line. So I'm just going to start about right there and make me a little light line right there. So that is 1/4 inch from the top. And then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to do the same thing. So I can go ahead and measure that and get it out of my way. Okay, so after you have that top one measured, and then you want to do the same thing on the side. So come in 1/4 inch. Get my ruler right in a minute. I'm turning it around and around in my hand. So come in 1/4 inch and just make a little mark. You don't have to go all the way down, just enough to start with. 1/4. Just make a little mark. And then do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so now we're ready to put our mats down. You want to put your glue, your score tape, whatever on this side right here. I'm just going to use wet glue, that way I can move it around for a while if I need to. But you can use score tape if you want to do that. Alright, so this needs to lay, this part right here, it sits folded back. It needs to lay right on that line and right even with those side lines. So just make sure that it's even with that line and then even on the sides. And then just press it down. Make sure. Yep. I'm going to put my glasses on so that I can actually see the line. Now, in order to make this straight, you can't bring this next one down below that and attach it right there, because they'll come down too far into here. So we're going to split that in half. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mark 1/4 inch on this piece right here too. And that way I know my next one's going to be straight. And I'm going to do that all the way down. You don't have to do that. If you can eyeball it and get it really straight, then that's fine. You go for it. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. So on this, I want them to be really straight. So I'm just going to use the ruler. And I'm just covering up that line that I made with that pencil so that I won't have to worry about it showing when I put them all together. And then I just open it up and I make sure that they're even out through here. Okay? So there's the start of it, and we're going to do this all the way down, and then we'll do it on the other side. So go ahead and measure your 1/4 inch. Make your mark. And then you're ready for your next one. So there is all 4 of them on there, and you can see when that lifts up, that last one sits right down at the bottom. So you can't put another one on or it won't open up, it won't sit up like that. But when you open the side up, you see that's going to come and sit right there, and then the other one will sit right in between as well. So that is as many as you're going to be able to put on there. Look at mine. Mine look a little bit off. So now we're ready to do this side, and I have to do it right-handed just because I am right-handed, but you don't have to turn it around if you don't want to. So we've got our 1/4 inch mark, and we got our side marks, so we're going to start right there. And just lay that one down. And the first one is really the most important one to get straight, because after that you can just kind of follow them. But okay, so there we have both of the sides on, and see how they come up and just meet in the center. And then we have these. So there is the bottom portion of our box. Gorgeous. I love blue and brown together. I think it's so pretty. Okay, for the top, you're going to need a piece that is 6 by 6, and you're going to put it in your scoreboard, and what you're going to do is you're going to move it out just a tiny bit from that edge over there. So see, there's against the edge, and all I'm doing is moving it out a tiny bit. Really, you're moving it out the width of, let's just do this. You're moving it out the width of that paper. So if you want to put a piece of paper in there and just move it out like that, you can. I just kind of eyeball it and go that way. But just lay it down and then move it out just a tiny bit. And you're going to score at 1 inch all the way around. So put it in there and then pull it out just a tiny bit. Make sure that you've pulled it straight so that your line will go straight. So put it over there, pull it out a little. And see, I'm making sure that it's still butted up against this so that I know my line is straight. Pull it out a tiny bit. Not much, just a tiny bit. And then score it 1 inch. So we scored it 1 inch all the way around. Now we're going to snip it. So I'm just going to snip up on that score line, and then I'm going to take a little wedge out on both sides of that little box. So we're just taking a tiny wedge out. Go to this one, do the same thing. And these are the Tim Holtz snips. I've had people ask me what the scissors were that I use a lot that have the red handle. These are the Tim Holtz snips. And I noticed that on some of his scissors, especially the shears, he's changed the red to black. So I'm not sure what color you would get. But right now we have the red ones in stock. But our next shipment, I have no clue if they will be black or red. But it doesn't matter. The grip is so soft on these things. And they cut so good. They're non-stick and they have that little serrated edge where it makes them cut really, really well. I'll have that link below if anyone is interested. I usually have a question on that every time I do a video. So let's go ahead and fold these and burnish. Right, there we go. Now all it is a matter of putting those together. But before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and put the top part on. The little cover for the top, which is this one. And this again is cut at 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. So we're going to go ahead and put this mat on. And then I have cut little mats for these side pieces. You don't have to, but I went ahead and cut those because I want to put those on. These are cut at 3/4 by 3 3/4. And I think, what side am I going to use? I'm going to use this light pink side. That matches the inside of the box. This is some of the same paper, so I know the colors match. It matches that little light pink in there. So there we go. We have all of our mats on, and now we can put this together. So I'm just going to put some glue on each one of these. Bring it up and make sure that you put it right at that score line and don't make it go over. If you put it over that score line, then your top is not going to fit as well. So make sure that you put it just up to that score line. Do that on all of them. We are shipping art glitter glue again if you don't live up in the far north. If you live in the far north and it's still freezing in your area, then we still can't ship it to you until your weather gets a little bit warmer. But anyone in the south or southwest, we are shipping the art glitter glue again. We have shipped some last week and contacted the people that got it, and they said they had no issues with it at all. So we wrap it really well and then send it out of here. We have a good stock right now, so if you want any, I'll leave that link below as well. Okay, put a little bit right there. I didn't get that edge as well as I want it. Alright, so there is the top of our box. Isn't that cute? So now all you need to do is just bring your sides up. And let's hope that this fits. Okay, so there is our box. Finished. And when you pull the top off, or when your recipient pulls the top off, then there we go. And you could put something else in here, I'm sure. There's room under there to put some other things in there if you wanted to, little gifts and things. Let me show you an easier way to get this top on. I usually just pull these like that, and I lay it on its side. And then I try to put the top on all the way around at the same time, because this is a good snug fit. There we go. And once it goes on a few times, it's going to be fine. Now, if you have one of these sides that kind of folds in a little bit too much, if you'll just lay it on that side and pop it down on the table, then all of them will be fine. So that is that. Now we're going to decorate the top of this just a little bit, because I am going to be giving this to a friend of mine. And, okay, I think my complete butterfly is a little bit too large for what I want to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this back part off, and I'm just going to use the front part of the butterfly. So I'm just going to cut that off. So you can modify these butterfly dies any way that you want. Now, I did notice this morning that these dies are sold out. Once I post these projects up and how to use some of these things, they go very, very quickly. Even though we had quite a few in stock, they go fast. So if you see something that you want, make sure that you go over and get it, because thankfully, when I show how to use something, it goes quickly. Alright, so we're going to put the butterfly die there, and I'm just going to kind of manipulate his wings just a little bit. It's a very pretty die. I can get more of these in. It's just going to take me probably about a week. So you can check back on these and see if I have them in stock. So we're just going to put him there. He's flying away. And then a friend of mine a while ago sent me this little bottle on a card, and the card got a little bit destroyed by one of my grandbabies. So I pulled this bottle off because I wasn't going to throw that away. I think that is so, so cute. And I'm going to put that right there. Now, this is just one of those little Tim Holtz glass bottles. And she has put some beads in there, some little flowers, and a stick pin. And I want to make sure that I use this, because actually this is going right back to her. And so she will know that this is the one that she made for me quite a few years ago. So, and I'm using hot glue because I want these to stay on, because I'm going to be shipping it to her. And I'm just going to tuck that under right there. And it does have that teal that matches this. Then I have this little metal piece, and I'm pretty sure this is one of the Tim Holtz metal pieces. And it says, "Live the life you've imagined." And this came from her as well, so I'm going to put that on there. There we go. See all that glue wrapped around the end of that? These things are wonderful, I'm telling you. And then we have this little key that has a heart in it. She gave me that as well, and we're going to put that on there. And let me me see where I want to put it. You know, actually, I think I'm going to put it on the butterfly just like that. I think that's cute. See if I want to put it up this way. Yeah, I think I'm going to put it on the butterfly's back. So we will put a tiny bit of glue on that. Whoops. Sorry about that. I just knocked something over, which is normal for me. And we'll put that right there. So see, we've got his body as the key with the heart in it. I think that's adorable. Now I'm going to use a few of the same stickles that I used on the butterfly, just on here and around, just so that it'll kind of make it all more cohesive. Okay, there we go. Now you could use Wink of Stella on this if you don't want to use stickles. I know I have some people that say, just don't like stickles because it takes it a little while to dry. So, and that's fine. Just use the Wink of Stella if you want to. So there is the top of our box. Let's see if I could get, I put a little bit of stickles around on the flowers, different areas. See if I can get it to where you can see what I did. There we go. And then take the top off. And there is, we can put photos here. We can stick some photos in there. Little tags, whatever you want to, a little note. So that is it. That is our Explosion Waterfall box. That's what we're going to call it because it does have the waterfall on the inside. And it is finished. All I'm going to do is let it dry. I'll package it up and I will send it out to my friend. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. That's my face right up there. After you do that, if you'll go over and click that little bell, then you'll be notified every time we put up a new video. We will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.